Welcome back.
We're back.
We're so back. Secret Between the Stars. My name's Corey. I'm your host and GM. Let's go around the table and introduce our players and characters. We'll start on my right-hand side. As you.
I'm Sully, and I play Chip, the galaxy's favorite little robot. Fun fact about Chip, I'm gonna make something canon here.
Okay.
Fun fact about Chip, I didn't.
Little threat you throwing at me.
I didn't ask ahead, and but I don't care. I'm gonna make it canon.
Okay.
Movies. Chip.
They are canon.
Yeah, Chip, since being powered on for the first time, has not had an opportunity to watch a lot of movies, but he has been able to watch one movie since entering Cowboy Planet. The only movie that they have at the library, which is the 2011 classic Rango.
You're about to say Elysium? It's like, whoa.
It's the one movie that they have to rent there, and he's watched it many times, suggested it for many date nights. They've had, Chip and Pepper have had many repetitive date nights. I'll be like, do you want to watch Rango again? It is now Chip's favorite movie. He sees himself in Rango, especially as he is now aspiring to be a cooler cowboy.
I thought you were going to say an actor.
Have you solely seen the Rango movie?
I love Rango,
Okay.
yeah. Are you kidding?
It might be my
You're
favorite Johnny
killing
Depp
me.
movie, honestly.
I honestly, I don't know if I've ever finished it. I've started that
What?
movie like 10 times, and it's just like one of those
Oh,
movies where
that's
every
a
time I
great
start it,
movie.
something happens and I can't finish it.
Yeah.
I liked what I've seen.
That's a
There's
great
Liam
this-
movie.
Neeson being a
there's-
snake is fun.
There was this one video I saw on like Instagram or TikTok where this content creator, she said that people kept saying she looks just like the love interest from Rango,
I
and
saw
she's
that.
like,
Beans?
stop!
Yeah, she looks,
She's got
she
such
looks
big
just
eyes!
like Beans.
How?
She's got huge
That's, like,
eyes and like a
anatomically
kind
impossible.
of gaunt face.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. It's
Oh my
so
gosh.
funny. And I said, if it helps, you also kind of look like Kari from The Incredibles.
Nah, it's Beans.
That's
nah,
Beans.
she's Beans.
Just beans.
I'm Logan. I play Doc, the Kasatha Nanosite Bounty Hunter. Fun fact about Doc, he thought about being a movie star for a little while. Did not work out.
Ended up on desert.
No, before Doc's spaceship crash, he was a bodyguard for hire and spent some time on various media property and sets and things like that. But then the desert,
Can
It
Doc
calls
sing?
to him.
Doc tries. And I'd like to think that's what we all do.
That's just a cool backstory, dude.
Yeah.
That's the funnest
He's
fact.
met celebrities. He's the only member on this person on this party
They're-
who met a celebrity.
But like it'd be like if your dad was like, I met John Wayne once. They're celebrities from like 40 years ago.
Yeah.
I tell you, I ran into Ava Gabor. Neat.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Anyways,
I passed by Clint Eastwood one time. Cool.
you should know this too. My name is Gary. I'm Gary. I play Aster, the redacted Solarian. And a fun fact about Aster, didn't have the best childhood. He grew up in the lab in Pantheon. But not everyone at Pantheon was like the most awful. There were a couple lab assistants or straight up scientists, and they would always
Straight
try
up
to.
science.
They made science cool.
Bill Nye worked there.
The science guy. They would always give Aster like little, whether it's like posters or movies, if we want to tie it all in together. But also that's where his love of milk came from. Is that they would like slip him some warm glasses of milk, and he's like, "This is great. I want more of this, please."
I want more of this milk.
Waiter.
Aster just owns a cow after the series ends. He gets himself a cow.
A farm with
That's
one
your
cow.
perfect ending.
Fidel Castro.
Your 100% true ending
It's a
is
Highland
owning
cow.
one
It's
cow.
fluffy.
Oh, I was thinking of a farm of every milkable thing.
Spider.
Spider. That's it. Cows and spiders. Both of all of the milkable things.
And I'm not willing to canonize any of the other things.
Wait, but I haven't used my silly little thing I can make canon.
Oh no.
Watch out.
Who
are
At
you?
any moment, Gary could make something milkable, and we all have to be careful.
I'll do it.
If you missed yesterday's stream, that's the fee he took.
He just goes bang, and they go, oh.
Hang on, they go what?
Clip it.
Okay.
Get him. Who are you?
What's going on? Who am I?
Hi, I'm Riley. I play Clementine, the Raxolite envoy and captain of this motley crew. And fun fact about Clem. So Raxolites do not have external ears like humans do, and so she can't wear earrings, and she hates this. She is so mad and so envious whenever she sees somebody wearing earrings because she just wants them so bad. She wants those like dangly earrings that like have the like fake flowers on them and stuff. And so like she's so mad that she doesn't have external ears.
Well, you got a prosthetic. They gave you fake ears. Like it's a headband.
The
It's
potato
like
head ears?
Yeah. It's potato head ears.
Oh my gosh, she gets the cat ear headphones.
I was thinking Clem is not this small, but if you got someone else's hoop earrings, it could be like a necklace for you.
Oh my god.
It's at the very
It's a
least a
bracelet.
bracelet. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like those big bangles.
I'm Marcus. I play Valia, the KL operative sniper. My fun fact is going to be, well, as an enemy of the state and corporations,
Let's go.
It's a great start.
Let's go.
Right on.
Yeah.
Anarchy, baby.
Valia's a big fan of pirating movies.
Yeah.
Yeah!
But she also enjoys going to the movies. So, in order to still try to stick it to the corporation, she'll use her stealthy abilities to try to sneak into movies. Every once in a while when she wants a little treat.
Has anyone ever sat on Valia? Has anyone seen her in a seat?
Oh, because in darkness you disappear, right?
Oh,
Disappear,
that's
but
what you're.
I
oh
would
my
make
God.
sure they
Hey,
know.
no.
Yeah.
They would not suffer.
She
they would
sits
suffer.
with like one knee up, so like
Somebody sits on you, you just stab them.
that chair stabbed me.
You have your hand over the mouth. Just shh, 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 shh.
Valia is the
Something's wrong with that chair.
As
I
you're getting
keep on
stabbed
feeling like I
watching
get stabbed
Rango.
myself.
Valia is the responsibility of every movie theater shutting down on the ring.
No one cleans seat 13C because they just feel like they're being watched.
That seat is haunted. They just think there's a ghost.
Yeah.
And we're back to ghosts.
And it always circles back to ghosts.
Yup.
Clementine
Hi,
hates that.
my name's Corey. I'm your host and GM. My fun fact about me is that I truly, truly love the Ghost Adventure shows. They are just so fun and so stupid. Watching this man who's clearly on a lot of steroids walk into a building and call the ghost names will never not be funny to me.
Oh my god.
He's just a weird little creep that goes in and creeps out the dead. love that guy. Zach, if you ever want to be on, you're welcome. Anytime. Sorry, he called you a weird little creep.
What a great collaboration
Oh
of,
my
of
God.
UGT and Ghost Adventures.
If UGT gets big enough to get the Ghost Adventure guys on, I'd made it. Like I could retire.
I'm going to show you this clip in 3 years when that happens.
You gotta manifest it.
It's me weeping on camera, shaking Zach's hand.
No, you gotta take a picture like the guy in Mulan, just like shaking your hand.
Oh, yeah.
Pointing at him excitedly.
He's gonna be shaking your hand as you're crying. He's gonna be calling you names.
Yeah!
The photo, it's 3 photos of me trying to shake his hand, crying, and punching me in the gut. And then there's me on the ground in the fetal position as he's kicking me, trying to have like a Ouija board next to me or something. Anyway, welcome back to
Logan's
Secrets. We're in a
dying.
very serious stream here. Last week,
Well, before I wanted to derail the. We need our hero points, please, sir.
Hey, the hype
oh, the
train.
hype
The
train.
hype
The hype train ended right
train.
before stream started. We had a hype train. Thank you for reminding me. So everyone, including me, will roll a d20, and whoever gets the highest will get a hype train.
I
Or
thought
we'll
you
get
were
a
already-
hit hero or
You
villain.
got a
You're
heck of
already
a
full.
bargain from Zentrock. Any
Oh,
villain
did Zen
point,
give me that?
any villain point spent on Clem will be refunded.
Oh my gosh. Here we go. Come on. Okay.
Oh no!
No, give it up.
All right, what do you guys get?
15.
Nice.
10,
Nice.
17.
Okay.
5.
11.
All right, so 15 and 17.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
What'd
guys
you
get 2 hero
get?
points.
What'd you get?
A 2.
Keep that energy.
That's right.
Yes.
I already got one, so it's fine.
Let's
Thank you so
go!
much for the hype train. I think that was Colby that did that. Thank you, Colby.
Colby.
Yeah, Zan has promised that I will at some point get some villain points. I'll make sure I use mine. With that, Thank you guys for supporting the channel. If you want to support the channel even more, you can follow us on social media at UGT Show, or like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, or follow us on Twitch. All of those are free, and they are the biggest help to us. Natural plug. My name's Corey. Let's get into it. Where we last left the party, you guys did a lot, to be frank. You guys examined the dead body of Graxless after pseudo-stopping the bank robbery, finding a file inside of, carried on its person with a bunch of notes and schematics for some sort of flying machine it seemed to be. Valia and Doc went out and had a little heart-to-heart conversation about what it means to kill and if they should or should not kill, and ending at a respectable place of we both understand each other's points and we respect that, but we're gonna keep doing our own things. After that, Doc realized that the eclipse will be happening in Paradise soon, so they all quickly booked it back to Paradise right before the bubble closed with everyone. Once they got back in under the safety bubble by Patty, who is whirling it like a crazy man on top of the clock tower, after having a few conversations, a very kind man carrying 2 swords was talking to everybody, and as they all stepped outside, he said, "I'm sorry, but I was hired to kill you guys, but if you kill me first, I promise I will tell you more information." Very intense battle commenced. Aster got his head fully chopped off. Valia got her hand cut off. After a moment, realizing they could just kind of put it back on, they were fine and able to defeat the swordsman, who said they had to kill him, otherwise he would have to keep fighting. Once they did, they saw that his skin and muscles and everything began to slowly regrow and reconnect, implying that he will come back to life, but not at this exact moment. That's where we are now. So, you 5 have put his head back on. Hikari was his name. You put Hikari's head back on, and you see that it is kind of reattached itself, but it's still slowly going, and he's not fully dead. He is still dead rather, but he's not decomposing, he's recomposing. And it seems like it'll take some time. What do you guys want to do with him?
Well, we should probably tie him up first. And then just kind of shut him away. There's a closet in that house we're staying in. We could just put him in the closet.
I was gonna take him to the doctor's office.
He seems to be doctoring himself just fine.
Doc, is this a thing you've experienced before here on this this moon? I can't say I've experienced many people that you just put their head back on.
Nope. Twice in one day is wacky. Also, I'm gonna pick up these swords.
Well, the swords disappeared.
Oh, they disappeared?
They fully vanished. They disintegrated.
Yeah. Gonna pick up these up, they're gone.
Pick up some sand.
I mean, he seems to be repairing himself, but he's fully organic?
Mm-hmm.
This is a curse. This man is cursed. Or, do you magic anybody? Anybody know about magic?
I am magic.
So,
am magic.
he made that vow that if he died, specifically he said, if I die, I'll tell you what you want to know.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think it's that promise that's bringing him back to life?
If you want to make me a mysticism check, I will tell you.
Because we felt the earth, the ground stare at us,
Yes.
to the same stakes of someone making the duel.
I'm gonna make that check just for fun.
Sure.
I mean, given that
Alright,
he was
I got
able
a 28.
Okay.
he was able to cut our limbs off, it makes me wonder if maybe, I don't know, maybe he's got something else going for him.
This magic stuff don't make sense to me.
With a 28, what you see here is, did you also roll high? What'd you get?
33.
33. Okay, what you both see here then is the what you're kind of able to infer is that yes, the magic here seems it would be strong enough just from what you know that it could theoretically keep somebody from dying. You don't know if this specific promise is what's keeping him from coming back, like keeping him coming alive, or if it is something else entirely. But you do know that yes, this magic could theoretically do that, considering how dire the consequences are if you break the promise.
Yes.
It's definitely magic.
And after saying yes. You feel a little more inspired. My bestie needs a hero point from Nebula.
Oh, Nebula!
There you go.
Thanks, bestie.
Now,
Oh, shucks.
even though we determined, or you guys think that it is magic, there's still no evidence that it might be, like it looks definitely different from nanos.
Oh, it is not nanotechnology.
Yeah, you don't see those little guys running around. I mean, when we were fighting him, he was regenerating wounds, and we can kind of see docs, especially when they group up. But this is full blown magic.
I mean, do you think maybe it's like his own personal power? Because like the swords disappeared when he died, and so maybe because one of those swords did like that weird decapitating but not decapitating thing, maybe that's just something he channels into the swords the same way that Aster's moat just turns into a sword.
But I thought about it. As my head was falling to the floor,
That's a time to think, for sure.
it was kind of like, I took a moment to kind of like reach out to the magic, I'm just still a magic enthusiast, but I would say an amateur at best, but it's almost like there was a portal here at my neck and at the bottom of my head, and then as soon as Doc put my head, hey, thanks by the way.
Yeah, no problem.
You're a really good doctor. The portal kind of closed, so he is magical. He is 100% magical.
I reckon that's probably how he walks anywhere he wants to go. Can't nothing keep him dead.
Yeah.
It also means that whoever hired him either knows, or at least he has a reputation of being good and unkillable, or sorts.
Been thinking about that. This man was incredibly polite.
We got polite, bad guys. We got the spooky mask guy who was talking about manners, and then we got this guy who's pretty friendly. Is it just the culture here? Because this is not what we're used to from the ring. People are rude there.
Is this moon hospitality?
No, I've met some real butts.
Well, okay.
Those guys, there are some bad folk here. But both of them seemed a little put out by the fact that they had to deal with us. Like, the blue fella was just, I'm here to do my thing, please don't get in the way. Okay, you've gotten in the way. Now I have to do something about it. And this fella looked like he was just trying to do his own thing, and somebody else put him in our way. And he didn't have a choice.
Oh, we're on somebody's radar now, that's for sure.
But if we weren't really in the blue guy's way, I don't think he's who sent this guy after us.
Yeah, and he said, so Hikari, this feller, he said that he was sent after us because we know things that we're not supposed to know, and so that's got to be tied to the file from Graxus's body, which I gave to Volley,
but we just found that today.
Yeah,
there's no way someone could have
honestly
sent somebody out after us and gotten them here this fast.
I'm just kind of getting used to people knowing that I know things before they really should, because the whole Lori King thing.
We
it's
tend
crazy.
to habitually know things we shouldn't know.
So there's got to be some kind of surveillance that we can't see. Otherwise, how would they know?
I was gonna ask, do y'all have any leftover big secrets from the ring that people wouldn't want out into the world?
I mean,
Hot secrets? No.
we don't do that anymore.
We're not allowed to have
got
secrets.
one.
Oh, we each get
Well,
one.
yes, everyone gets one secret.
Okay.
and those
I've
secrets are
used
out.
mine.
I mean, so there were some things relative to the ring.
Let's walk
that-
and talk.
Yeah, there were some things relative to the ring that we knew, but I don't see why that would impact things here on this moon.
Y'all are resourceful.
That's true.
You're kind of hard to kill.
Thank you.
And if anybody's gonna find a way off this rock, I imagine it's gonna be y'all. So, if y'all said you were framed, right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Could be whoever framed
Could
you.
it be Gerard, that snake?
Now, is Gerard a snake man?
No, I'm not being racist.
Well, all right. There's not a way for me to touch that, so I'm gonna move aside.
Because I was saying snake in like a derogatory way because he's conniving. He's not a snake man because that would be rude.
We were forced to work for him, and then at the end of it, he was like, "Hey, they destroyed the ring. They suck."
Yeah, he's the one that framed us.
Yeah.
Because he wanted us to give him information to give him more power, and so.
And if y'all are the only ones that know the truth and could come back one day,
He could be trying to tie up loose ends.
Yeah.
Could be.
Honestly,
it's a lot.
But how
I
would
really
he be able
hope
to
he wouldn't.
communicate here if technology doesn't work here?
Well,
Some technology does work.
yeah.
Because how did our bounties get here?
Somebody off-world communicates to somebody on-world. Like
We gotta
Benoit
have
gets his
some
bounty
technology
somehow.
that works here. Otherwise, that doesn't make sense.
Best I can figure it, it's likely a one-way communication. Somebody sends down maybe like an empty escape pod full of information and just plop, and then they can go in and read what they need to. I'm a creature of speculation myself, but let's
For
sure.
The things that we do know for sure is that someone wanted these documents from the bank, and they didn't get them, and they're probably mad about that. So, what's so important about these documents?
Well, we could have Henry take a look at them.
Yeah.
He likes to fix stuff.
If anything, we need more time. We didn't really get a great chance to look at them beyond just a quick glance.
Fair.
Yeah, it's a bunch of technological doodads.
I ain't no engineer.
Me either. Far from it.
But
I am engineered.
I mean, we should probably get
When
this
I-
guy back to somewhere.
When I tried to delete a file on myself, I made the computer say my real name, and I was not wanting it to. It was very unpleasant.
Clementine, not your real name?
Well, Doc's not yours.
It's not. I have never said it was.
Got
You
him.
have us call you Doc!
To be fair, I think your name is on your bounty
Yeah.
roller coaster.
It is! It is! You didn't read it! You can't read!
No, I out of game. I very much had something written where Clementine is now, but I said it out loud and nobody was like, "Yeah, that's it." And I went, and then wrote
Must not be
Clementine.
right.
Must not be that. I thought I wrote the wrong name down, but now
Yeah.
I'll never know.
Yeah, because Rowan is the
what I
real.
wrote.
Yeah.
He found the secrets!
Rowan is Clem's real name, but she goes by Clementine along with a bunch of other aliases that were revealed. So, yeah.
While we're walking back, could I just kind of give myself a system once over here?
Sure.
I think Chip would kind of hang back a little bit, getting a little paranoid in the conversation about technology and how it could be used to contact people outside of the ring and maybe surveillance.
Sure.
You an accidental.
As he kind of just like his lens sort of grows wider and wider. I want to make
His
sure I
large
haven't been
camera
hacked.
starts to
So are you checking software on yourself or hardware on yourself? These would be two different checks. I would say software would be computers, hardware would be engineering.
It's a long walk back, isn't it?
We could also
You're
have-
making me nervous.
Oh, Arcadis gave me a
Oh,
villain point.
Arcadis, why?
This
Awesome.
rules.
Oh,
And
wow!
an arrow point for Marcus.
Now I'm not
Going
mad.
crazy.
And
He's
an
going
arrow point for Riley.
He's popping off!
I have
Yeah.
a feeling I know what's happening. in this
No
one.
way, dude. No way, dude.
Arrow point for everybody.
He's
I get
got. He
skipped.
must have so many.
That'd be so
You-
funny.
you-
He's
Good
so
bit.
many channel
Be a
points.
great bit.
There's Logan.
He's got one more. Can he do it? Will he do it?
Yay!
Thank
Hero
you.
points for everybody. Thank you, Arcadis. Using
Thank
those
you.
channel points you
Weep, weep, weep.
so earned. So, what are you checking? Hardware or software?
Where am I most likely to be hacked? I think I'd notice if I got an app. So, am I going too hard?
All right, give me an engineering check.
There you go. All right.
Oh, I said it's a good
man.
card.
Okay, so 14 on the die is a 34.
34 on the die. So doing a quick little scan of yourself, you both like physically pat around your body as if you're checking for your keys and wallet before you leave. But you're also like, as you're kind of, you have a system within you that is scanning the actual hardware of yourself, and you do not find anything on you at all. There does not seem to be anything, like there's no like bug planted on you or anything like that.
I'm clean.
You seem clean.
Okay. You just hear Chip in the back of the sort of crowd go, phew! Nothing else.
You okay?
Did you almost trip or something?
No, I just did a routine system check.
Okay.
What update are you on? Because I haven't in like 40 years been able to link to any kind of outside system, and oh boy, I'm sure there's a big update.
7 point.
Whatever number you say is true.
Does Chip always like dismiss, like say, ask me in 3 days?
Remind me
me
tomorrow.
later.
Yeah. He hits try tonight, but it does not ever.
I've been running Nanite X for 40 years.
And I turned beta.
Oh my gosh. Well, at least you have X.
You're on Nanites XP still.
We are many generations past.
It's all right.
By the way, when
Do you have Bluetooth? Oh, no.
No,
Never
I know
mind,
what
actually.
I know what Bluetooth is.
Oh,
I do-
good.
yeah. I get caught up on what stuff has happened when people crash here and come here, but I can't do nothing about it.
So, where are you guys bringing this dead body?
Yeah, you can get internet anywhere.
Back to Doc's
Back-
clinic lab.
Office.
He seemed non-aggressive enough to treat him as a patient.
Okay.
But
So-
I would suggest we probably should like maybe tie his hands up.
Sure.
Kind of
Yeah.
make sure that he can't become aggressive.
So, describe your office for us one more time. Where
So-
you're gonna put him?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use the spare room that I don't use a lot anymore.
Okay.
Walking in, the front desk is where Tor usually is. It's not a gigantic place. You go back, there's an exam room on the right, a bedroom down the middle, and then another room on the left. The exam room on the right is currently being occupied by your sister. I will apologize for the dust, and then open the door on the left. Easily a couple of years of dust layered through here. Does not look so much like an exam room, but it does have a couch. So I will just onto the couch and the dust fly up. Yep.
Alright, so you pop him down. Are you tying him up as well? What's the plan there?
I'll tie
cuffing him.
his right foot and his left leg together.
Okay. A half hog tie.
Yep.
Okay.
Just inconvenient enough.
I do have handcuffs if we want to do that.
Why didn't you say so? I have bought so much rope.
You spend 30 minutes untying this knot.
Aster has a few pair of
Dang it.
manticles, so he just clamps those on.
Okay. Put him on the legs of the sofa there, I assume.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you guys got him tied up. It is getting late at night. You guys have had a long day. So
Sure have.
is there anything else you'd like to do before you call it a night?
I think Polly's ready to just go face down onto the bed after a fight like that.
Alright.
Well, it's been a long day.
Doc is just curious enough to go make sure that Patty's okay and our fight didn't interrupt the dome situation.
Yeah, you can peek your head out and you see Patty. Patty didn't even look down at the fight. He was so focused on keeping this spell going.
Gotcha.
Like it is like concentration like to the max here.
Cool.
He's
He's
doing
locked
as
in.
much as he can. He's
We're
locked
standing
in.
in a circle.
So you guys start heading back, start falling asleep for the night. And you have a couple of days in town here. The bubble's closed, so nobody's really coming in, nobody's really going out. Everybody who's staying in town, besides the one man who's rapidly healing himself on a sofa, seems pretty chill. And based off Doc, just the next morning when you're looking at it, you can see very little progress is made. This is probably gonna take about a week or so before he's actually fully back to life.
I think I went a little overboard. I'm sorry. I was upset.
He said to kill him. And dead he is.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
mostly
just-
did.
Usually when I cut someone's head off, they are dead. Like, that's it.
No, he is.
For now.
For now.
Yes.
If there is a spare heart monitor,
Okay.
I'll tie him up to one.
I'll say it's your office. There's a spare heart monitor. There's a spare heart monitor. What do heart monitors look like when you don't have technology?
It's a little critter that just goes.
There's a little toad that you sit on and it just goes.
The heart beats, it's going.
And then when it there you
You're backing out.
I've done enough with the creatures of the desert.
No, you can
Spider
testing.
testing.
This is space.
It just starts to yell when the heart rate stops.
You put it on and it just.
I feel like we're rapidly going from like sort of modern to like Flintstones.
It's a living. All right, enough of that. You're right.
I've killed Riley. She's dead. She's 6 feet under.
Can't wait to make an animatic.
Volume warning.
So, yeah, you guys have a couple of days here. You just have in town. What would you like to do for these few days?
It's still a couple of days until Valia has to tend to the saloon, right?
Yes, with the moment that barrier drops, Henry's leaving town.
Okay.
That's when he's booking it. So once that happens, then he's leaving it in your guys' hands.
So we've got a few days before that is likely to happen.
Right. Yeah. Presumably, based on just conversation you've had with people, Doc can probably tell you this too. This eclipse lasts about 3 or 4 days. This is like one of the longer ones that happens. So you've got a few days before the barrier drops.
I reckon if Chip can't make heads or tails of the schematics, we could ask Henry.
Yeah.
But do you have the schematics?
Yeah, I've got them, keeping them close.
Fair enough.
I can take a look. I'm clean.
I think I can help take a look too. We just, didn't really have time, and we were kind of on the rush.
So I would like for you to give me an engineering check first.
Sweet. 18. I'm rolling hot today. That's a 38.
38. Okay.
You
Wait.
build it.
Exact small replica.
These are schematics for several rudimentary flying machines. Think Leonardo da Vinci style of like you're doing you're having a bicycle that has wings that kind of flap itself. But the more that goes on, it seems to become more and more sane, and then becomes more and more insane. So it's like starts at like very silly, whimsical ideas, and then it becomes, what if I bring this thing to life? What if this is now a creature itself that can fly and dominate the skies? You see notes in here saying "King of the Heavens?" ? And like circled and underlined. You see just mad writings of somebody. And as time goes on, it seems to become a little more sane. Seems more like he's building actual blueprints for not quite an airplane, but something that would be adjacent to it. What you notice on, what was your total? You said 30 something.
38.
With 38, the inspiration does not seem to be rockets or ships of any kind like that. It's rather a ship, like a boat, like for the sea. It is ships like that. It is massive propellers that would elevate this machine. It is not rockets or drift engines or anything like that. There's no electronics used in this. Then, after he dips out of that, I'm saying he's king of the skies, presumably here. Then it gets a little crazier again. It circles back to, what if this machine was alive? What if this machine was a creature that knew where to properly fly? What if this machine I controlled? What if I became the commander of this machine that commanded everything else? It is just complete ramblings, and there's points where it seems almost nonsensical with what his logic would be for all of this. Now, what I would like you to do is give me a, I will say either a mysticism check or a mysticism check or a life science check.
Life science. science. The science. Come back. Oh,
Get in your
no.
house.
Get in your house.
Okay. I'm gonna re-roll that for sure. I'm gonna spend this one from the hype train. I'd like to thank the entire audience. As Chip kind of gets caught up on the verbiage of something, and he's like, that doesn't quite make a lot of sense. He turns it upside down. He's reading it wrong. Okay, that's slightly better. 6 on the die is still a 30.
With a 30, the symbols used, when it gets to the points of trying to bring this alive, the symbols used, you do not recognize. A lot of these symbols seem extremely archaic. Like this is almost like somebody is using a defunct science and method to this. And with a 30, I'll say that there's one symbol you recognize in there, and it's alchemical. It is not the modern, quote unquote, this before the first gap. Before the second gap, rather, there was a blend of magic and science that would go hand in hand. Very primitively before that, there was alchemy, which was they tried to use science like a magic within itself. This alludes to that.
Okay. I will, I imagine that most of us are at the doctor's office just waiting for the guy to wake up. And just kind of spread out all of the papers across the floor. And I want to do like the Iron Man thing and like just start like pulling out holograms, basically like recreating this to demonstrate for everybody what's going on these papers, like little models.
Do you have that on your operating system?
I mean, I can make the nanites look like stuff.
Oh! That's a good one.
That's delightful.
Do a fish. Oh, no.
Dancing frog?
Fish. Fish. Fish.
Well, they don't have water here. They don't got swimming things.
I'm just curious what you guys think I don't know. I've seen a fish.
Rude.
He knows what Bluetooth is. I'd hope he knows what a fish is.
Yeah, I don't do
Chip, while you're doing that, are you able to like scan them into your like hard drive memory so that in case anything happens to the papers, you'd still have like a mental copy?
Yes, I can create photocopies.
Great, let's do
That was in update 8.2.
We know Chip has a version greater than or equal to 8.2.
It's canon.
Y'all still use faxes?
It is incredibly loud while I'm scaling. It's like a slow
It doesn't
process.
have to be. It is you making it loud.
He sounds like he's in pain.
Oh, you got
Another villain point.
Point squared.
Oh my gosh!
I should do this with the hundreds of thousands of Jenna points I have amassed. Thank you, AJ. I've never
This
been at
is
full
so many
villain
points.
We are swimming.
Like a fish.
Much like a fish, which Doc knows.
Oh, what?
Definitely know what that is.
Yeah, totally. It's got their eyes.
There is an I in the word, yes.
Yeah.
So, Chip, you make a scan of these. Yep. You do that for 15 minutes per page.
Yeah. And if it moves too much, like you mess it up, or like, oh well, it's actually upset. Like the orientation is wrong. It's
So-
just as the technology has not improved.
Printers never improve.
It's just become flashier.
Yeah.
So, are you making photocopies for everyone, or are you just scanning it like into yourself as like a PDF?
I'd make PDFs. I mean,
I had suggested that.
Yeah.
As, like saving a digital copy.
Okay. Alright, so you have a digital copy. And you and I got another villain.
Oh my
point.
gosh.
Thank
Are you at
AJ.
5?
I think I'm at 4. I think we've hit our
Holy
limit
cow.
here. So,
No.
Jaden Tippett,
Don't
no.
fill it up.
Jaden, yes, Jaden. That's the spirit, Jaden.
Not a heel turn.
So, with that, you guys scan this in. What are you going to do now? No, don't worry about it. What are you guys going to do now?
You know, if you're concerned, would you rather keep these on you?
Do we have a better safe
Be a real
spot?
shame if they got lost in the library.
That's a good point. Probably go find a good little hiding spot.
And
I
I'm
don't
not
think
gonna follow you.
many people would suspect to be there.
You would think somebody with a lot of knowledge would be the town wizard when he's done
Yeah, when he's done.
doing a big spell.
Mhm.
Right now he's sandstorm by derooting on the roof right now.
So,
Clem's gonna be shadowing Henry just to like get a feel for running the saloon because she wants to do a good job.
alright, yeah, you can go shadow. You shadow Henry for a little bit. And he's just kind of walking you through. He's like, these are the nicer drinks are at the top, average, lower tier ones. We don't have many nicer drinks. I don't really have a set menu, so our prices or stuff. Just kind of do what is best, and keep in mind that these people don't always have the most money, so try not to gouge them for as much as you can.
Right, okay.
Then he goes, kind of walks you through the kitchen and shows you where some of the food and stuff is. He goes, the chef's out for a little bit, so probably just won't serve any food. Just worry about the drinks and making sure nothing crazy happens here.
And I do know how to milk a spider now, so when Aster and Astra decide they want a drink, I can do it.
We have a fridge. Like, it's like an icebox that we can just, that has milk in there. You don't gotta go milk it yourself.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to, I guess, as long as somebody's
Maybe.
covering the bar.
I've kind of bonded with the spiders.
That's a terrifying thing to say to me.
Listen, they think I'm one of their own because I got these 4 extra limbs with the Elfan arms, so they think I'm a baby spider.
All right. That's fine, I guess. That's not illegal.
No, I'm just explaining. I got this bond. They like me.
Another 0 on the bounty.
No! What did I do wrong? I just made friends
You know
with
what
a
you
spider. I made you wince.
Yeah.
That's a crime now.
So, you're training with Henry in the bar for a couple days. What are the rest of you up to?
I want to say, I think Valia would just, with the papers, would probably go and hide it inside a book that no one has ever checked out. It's just like collecting dust.
Okay.
I don't know, something like a book on the etymology of some dead language.
Sure.
That no one has checked out before in the library, according to all the papers that exist there. And then she'd find some random loose papers and fill up like the folder with the loose papers, and then just keep that on her.
Perfect.
So that it looks like she's still carrying them, but different papers.
Very nice.
And then, because that would only take a few minutes, I think she'd probably also end up following behind just to get ready for shadowing.
Okay.
And wait to see if anybody at the saloon happens to say they need help with something.
Okay. Yeah.
Basically listening to see if there's any work that needs to be done.
You do that. There's over these couple of days, there's not a lot of work because everyone's kind of confined. So this is almost like a pseudo long weekend for people, of them to be able to kind of relax and do whatever. The only one that is the most stressed is the farmer, who is just who's kind of stressed because all of his farms are exposed to the wilds out there. But there's nothing much he can do. So you see him kind of hanging out in the bar a little more often than everyone else. So you three, what do you guys think?
I think that I would, Chip would probably be camping out at the doctor's office. I think he's a curious fellow, and I think he doesn't want to miss when the guy wakes up.
Okay. So are you in the room, or are you sitting outside of the
I'm
doctor's
sitting next
office?
to him.
Okay.
Just kind of watching. I brought my Sudokus, my Spokus.
Focus.
Giving Pepper a break
Getting
from the
really,
smoke.
really thin on that book, and I imagine he's just sort of surrounded with filled out pages.
Gotcha.
You wanna go first? Sure. I'm gonna go find Pepper.
Okay. All right. You go find Pepper.
My girl.
Then Aster, what are you doing?
Probably also spending a lot of time at the doctor's office. You know, Astra's a little bit more able and up, so hang out with her, trying to see if she can maybe even manifest her solar weapon, perhaps.
Okay.
But just taking it slow, and then also just seeing Chip Sudoku.
Spoku!
Just
So I
watching
don't
a
get
master
so
at
like
work.
the letters Are there numbers involved?
There are no letters.
Oh,
That's crazy.
the numbers.
Spoku.
Spoku.
Doc, you go and look for Pepper.
Mhm.
She's just kind of hanging out at the house that they have. It's the barrier. The house is just at the edge of the barrier, very, very close to not being in range. But it is in the barrier. So you go and you see Pepper has her own Spoku book and trying to do it, and she's just stuck on one, and she's just rubbing her forehead, just sitting on the front porch.
Afternoon, Pepper.
Oh, hey, Doc. What's up?
Well, couple of questions for you. First things first. When you all got here, we prioritized a lot of other folks' things going on. Are you all right? Did you sustain any injury from that crash?
Oh, from a while ago? No, I'm okay. Thank you, though.
Okay.
Just random scuffs and stuff like that, but nothing life-threatening.
Okay.
She instant transmission.
Well, where'd she?
She's on the roof.
How familiar are you with the way Chip operates?
I'm fairly familiar with it. He's got like a mix of electronics and magic, and the magic seems to fuel him. And he was the only one that could really. He was the only thing that had magic on the ring, so he's pretty unique in that sense.
And now he's the only fellow with technology here.
Right.
How's he doing?
Seems all right. He's been a little shaken and down since the incident at the bazaar a few days ago, but isn't seemed like too off from that.
He hasn't stopped doing puzzles.
No, he's been diving into puzzles more, if anything.
I'm worried he's trying to cope.
He could be. He hasn't dealt with anything as life-threatening before.
I hate to just pick your brain about him. Do you know how old he is? Or when was he activated? I guess is a better way to.
About a year ago-ish.
Okay.
They keep them mentally as like an adult, but yeah, he's only been online for about a year-ish or so, give or take.
Do you program at all?
It's very basic. I took a semester in college, but nothing more than that, really.
Okay.
Space University.
Spoon
University.
Why are you looking to program?
Here's the thing. My nanites do a lot of my doctoring for me, but if a biological individual falls down, I reckon I could do something about it myself with basic CPR and first aid and things like that. I don't know what I could do for Chip, because I watched him turn off.
You say that she kind of like tenses up a little bit and relaxes.
And didn't know what to do with it. And I've never. It ain't often I fail a patient.
So what do you want to program into?
Not program into him necessarily, but I mean, these micro machines might be able to do something for him.
So put a few of them into him. Essentially?
Basically, they would have to reassign him as their primary station, because that's what it is. They recognize me as a primary station. They'll come in, they'll rest, they'll recharge, etc. But I don't know anything about him to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I can help with that. I know the system a little bit fairly well.
Sure.
So I can. Yeah.
It won't be nothing crazy, but
It's
something minor.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, if you bring him around, we can try to do that. Or I can go to you, I guess. He's over there right now.
He
isn't
is over there. All right.
Alright.
I wonder if he's still staring at that guy.
She goes, yeah, I heard about the weird guy. She throws the book behind her. She goes, I heard about the headless guy. Pretty insane fight out there.
I gotta tell you, I've been here a hot minute. I've seen some things. But in the week you guys have been here, crazy stuff.
Yeah, we have that problem. My life was way more chill until they also got introduced in my life. But it's worth it in my opinion.
This is the most fun and emotional up-downs I've had in a long time.
I know, and it's been like, what, a month? Like, it's not been that long. It has been fun.
Yeah.
They're a good gang. I like these guys.
I'm real glad. No, I was going to say I'm real glad they were framed. I meant that I'm glad that...
You wish we met in different circumstances. Right.
I wish... Yep.
Yeah. But we're here now, and that's all we can do.
Oh, boy, let's get over there.
Let's go. So you guys walk over, and you hear I assume there's a little bell on the door that bing, bing, and they walk into the spare room there.
Pepper,
Hey.
I was hoping you would come by.
Oh, good.
I got you a drink. And he's kind of seated crisscross applesauce on the floor, surrounded by papers, but through the papers he scoots one little tin of spider milk.
How long has that been sitting out?
Is there an expiry I should worry about?
She looks at you, Doc.
Make a survival check.
Yeah.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
He's a hero boy.
18. Oh. But it's my one. You know, yeah.
That's my
this is it.
Oh, it was
No!
worse. 17. Doc doesn't like to be around the spiders.
Yeah, no, you smell it and you think of the spiders, and make me a fortitude saving
No!
Oh no!
Oh, we're gonna find what feat you took.
28.
28 passes. You're able to just kind of hold the vomit in your mouth and swallow it back down.
That's worse. That's worse than if you failed. Clementine and Valya are training at the bar, and this is the only drink they can make so far. So
Pepper is just staring at Doc, who's frozen, and goes, "Thanks, honey." And she grabs it and specifically places her hand over the top of it, and she goes, "I'm gonna just step out for a second and chunk this as fast as I humanly can."
okay.
And she steps outside, and a second later walks back in with an empty glass, and her hand's a little wet.
Wow,
And she goes,
you are fast.
Good. And then she puts it upside down on the ground and goes, "So Doc had an idea.
Okay.
Me.
You.
Chip, how would you feel about having your own little set of nanites to help you?
The bugs?
Well, sort of. They're just tiny little machines, and I'll like put like a cluster of 100 or so down, which I guess are like probably the size of a big $50.
Yeah.
Chip kind of reaches out his hand to like poke them, and I imagine like they all just like make a clearing like a donut.
Are you in a headspace to have a bit of a heavy conversation?
I have plenty of storage available in my head space.
Good. I got real worried that day in the alleyway. About you.
At the bazaar.
Yes.
Okay.
With our encounter with the bailiff. I imagine it was very scary for you as well. Organic beings, I know how to apply first aid, CPR, things like that when they are in distress of that sort. I'm not really sure what to do for you. I am not a mechanic by any means, but I think if you become the hub for these little guys, they might be able to help you out. If something like that were to happen.
I understand the concern. Circumstances have recently changed. I don't know what I am either. And Chip would kind of look nervously over at Pepper.
She would just kind of grab your hand and just hold it, just rub your back a little bit.
Do you have any questions about the moment that you blinked?
What did it look like?
Well, and Doc will like kind of use the nanites to shape it into the form of, I believe you described it as like a sphere full of patchwork and light.
Yeah, it's like a sphere of light, but it looked
Yeah.
like it almost had patchwork with it on it.
And Doc will like, I can't do much for the color of it all, but It's about what it looked like.
Wow. You know, this should be exciting. All I have ever wanted since I powered on was to be real. And I am real. We know that now. And I am excited, but I am also scared. Previously, when I just understood myself to be a CMJOH unit, I didn't have to worry about being powered off. I couldn't die. But I can. I thought as a unit, something like what I am could be replicated, recreated. But that's not true anymore. So the stakes are higher.
Well, Chip, if I'm honest, I'm real glad to hear you're scared. That's the realest thing there is.
You'd kind of see Chip's shoulders sort of slump or relax a little bit as that just sort of washes over him. I really do feel things.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a glitch.
Not that I can tell. I've seen you care. I've seen you laugh. I've seen you be scared.
It's not a glitch.
It's not a glitch. You've been able to talk and say things that are completely unique. One of the first things I said to you was the CFJ units have like a Rolodex of sayings that they say. You've not really said any of them. You're able to say your own stuff. And I agree with Doc. I'm glad the fact that you fear itself is a sign that you are you and not something.
I'm someone.
Sure are, partner. Now, I'll slide the little disc back over to you. How do we go about setting you up with this?
I don't know.
Good.
And I'll just thrust my hand into the...
Yeah, I think you try pressing your hand in.
I'm gonna try rubbing it in.
Wait,
what you'll see is like they'll try to keep avoiding you because they're not being directly told to
Get
touch
back
you.
here.
But as you kind of touch one, as you touch like a little cluster of them, and you can feel it a bit, then you see them snap into position and then start traveling up your hand and just lie dormant within your system yourself.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
it tickles.
It tickles. Ha! Ha! Oh, no. Ha! Oh.
Well, welcome to it.
I think I'm vibrating. Feel me.
I don't think this is part of it. I think you're just doing this.
Hold my arm. No, I swear.
I could just hold your hand. You don't need to do a little show.
Feel it.
She does. You see her hand just like, okay.
Now, yesterday in that fight with the fellow with the swords, your screen got a little cracked. Why don't you try redirecting them to repair your screen?
Okay. He'll just like point his head down, like as if he's like a battering ram trying to focus.
So the way I do it is I go off of what I know needs to be done. Don't give it a command, give it a need.
Please. And I'll try and focus them towards the screen, playing on their good nature and will.
And they kind of pick up on that, and you see a few of those that come in and just start like slowly repairing the screen so that it is fixed again.
Oh! Look at me!
Amazing, you can do it. You can patch yourself up a bit more.
Now I am magic, and a robot, and real, and a mother.
I wouldn't say that.
Mothership.
That's,
Closer.
We're getting
Closer.
somewhere, I guess.
I call him Nana.
A grandchild.
Sure.
You know what?
Nana.
Well, let's compromise. Yes. So yeah, you're now able to patch yourself up like that.
Okay.
You're fine.
Very exciting.
Aster, I guess you heard all this, but you're talking with Astra in there as you're trying to kind of see if she can summon her weapon, and she's sitting like in a chair now. She's not just like.
Is her moat? Is her moat there, floating above her head?
It is there. It is the graviton one of just this little black hole that's just kind of circling around, and she goes, I can, and she holds her hand out, and you see like the handle of the warhammer begin to start to form, and then it disappears, and she stares at it, and her hand, and she goes, I've been thinking a lot about what we talked about before, about you seeing other people and stuff like that, and to be 100% honest with you, I don't think I want it. I don't want this. I don't want to keep forming weapons. I don't want to do this anything with this anymore. I know it's a part of me, but it's a part that I almost resent. So, and it's okay. You didn't know. I want to just tell you what I'm thinking with this. But this was the thing I used to hurt people.
Yeah.
Constantly. So I don't really want. I don't want to anymore.
I understand. I felt that way for a really long time. Just feeling like I always compared myself to you. Constantly. I mean, you were just amazing. They set you up in training, and then you would just flick your wrist and you'd be done. And then I'd train and I would struggle and get beat up. And then if I didn't do good enough, I'd get beat up. But then when I got to the real world and started meeting people and people I care about, and I saw what they were going through and the dangers we faced, and I wasn't scared of what I could do. I was just so focused on what I could do for them. And I think that that's the really important part, is not what you have, but what you can give to other people. But I understand if you don't feel comfortable doing this anymore. I just have to be honest. It just it makes me feel really alone, because you're the only one I really know who's like me. And if you're not like me anymore, then I'm alone.
She grabs both of your hands like quickly, and, like holds them together, and she goes, "There's just a part of me that I don't like. It does not mean you're alone, or I'm not. We don't stop being siblings because of this. What this means, I can still help you, and I'll still try to think as much as I can about this stuff, but I'm not." You see, she starts tearing up her eyes. She goes, "I was used as a weapon. And this was what they used as the weapon. And I was jealous of you for getting out. You were able to leave. They just let you leave. But I was forced to stay in. So you're one of the things I still fight for. You're one of the reasons I'm still getting up and not letting whatever's having me overcome me. But I'm not going anywhere. Not anymore.
Promise me."
Sticks her hand up. She goes, "On my life, you and me are together till the end."
I love you.
She says, "I love you." And she pulls you in for a big hug. You guys are about equal height too, so you're able to like fully hug.
Did you see Pepper throw out that milk?
It smells.
I
didn't want to say anything, but it smells so bad.
I gave Chip that milk days ago.
That's horrible.
It's so bad.
Okay.
That's
I can fully smell it, and she dumped it out the window.
That's part of the reason why I started tearing up.
It's okay.
They're spoiling such a good thing.
They've ruined it. She starts tearing up too more now because it's okay. We'll get through this. With that, a couple of days pass, and as do you have anything else?
I was gonna say, I think after like at least one day, everybody's getting a little stir crazy, and so I think Valia, along with people in the saloon, is starting to get like going a little crazy, like getting into drinking games, probably having Clem rub off a little bit on her, and just like challenging people to little bets here and there.
Sure.
You know, you gotta like say like I can definitely shoot darts better than you. I can, you know, outrun a spider or something like that. So I think that everybody's been getting a little crazy in there.
You know what? We'll circle back to that spider one. You're talking to just this little band of outlaws, and they're just like, "Yeah, you couldn't do that. There's no way you can do that."
No, I swear, my hand flew off, and it was just not there. There was no blood.
How is it back then? Huh?
I don't know. I just my friend threw my hand back to me, and I put it on.
I can vouch for that.
And there, you can't even see, but it was gone.
That don't make sense. And I think you're lying to me.
It happened.
And the guy leans up. He has a big
gotta believe
rifle.
it.
He has a big rifle. He leans up on it, and he goes, "All right. If you can outrun a spider, then I believe you."
Well, obviously I can outrun a spider with both hands. If I didn't have a hand, my balance would be off, and I wouldn't be able to.
Go ahead then. And he pulls out a full pistol and shoots the lock off of the corral, and you see a spider start running, and he goes, "Go get it then."
All right, I just start taking off down the street.
Doc's worst nightmare has come to pass. The spiders are loose.
You start taking off. Give me. It's only one. There's one spider just running around town. Give me. Unless you can argue something else, I would say this is a survival check.
Not athletics or acrobatics?
I'll give you athletics.
I throw an adrenaline grenade down so you're faster than usual.
I'll take the athletics.
Here we go.
There's a 24.
The 24. The whole spider that's like 6 feet. With a 24, it's
Oh my
not
God.
quite enough. You're able to get up to its back leg, and you can hop on it there, but you're definitely not faster than it.
No! No!
But with the adrenaline grenade.
I as I'm running, I'm like almost there, trying to catch up, and like I still try to grab on a little bit, and just be like, well, at the very least, you know, I can grab onto it. My hand's there.
You grab onto it with the hand that got cut off, and you see the spider reel around. It throws you off for a second, and it gets right on top of you. It goes,
Bessie, no!
It bites into the arm that you used to grab. After a moment, you see a bunch of guys run out of the bar and then just start, or the saloon, and start trying to rally it in. After a moment, they're able to get it in.
Look, it's real blood.
And the three outlaws that were there just cackling. Going, okay, you got us! Your hand flew off, I guess, moron! And they walk away.
Who are you calling a moron?
I'm gonna charge you double next time.
I'd like to see you try!
I bet you couldn't outrun a spider. You didn't even have
You're
any
right,
injuries
I
happen.
couldn't!
Did you say outlaws?
Yeah, I did, actually. Yeah, give me a bounty hunter check, I guess.
Howdy, fellers. 22.
22. Oh, yeah, they're little guys. They see you, they go, oh! This is that paradise with that Doc Mason.
Did you? Is there a second? It's not important. Did you shoot the lock off that corral?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Starling is in the background of every scene.
I'm so mad because Bessie got out and bit Volley, and I'm just like, yeah.
Out the
I just
window
imagine
of
it
the
always
saloon.
pans over a little bit and she's sitting on a barrel or something.
Instead
just
of a
way
hidden
in the
Mickey.
background.
There's a hidden clam in every scene.
What?
They
Never mind.
they all look at each other, and after just too long, they go, no.
All right. Open the revolver. Count the bullets.
He shoots in the ground 5 times. And then the poison goes, empty, see, moron? And the other two go, I got it!
You either pay for the lock, or I tie you to the bounty post.
Pay for the lock. They take out their little wallets and hand you credits.
It sure is a shame that you boys left at 6 a.m. when this eclipse was over and I didn't wake up till 7.
Yes, sir. And they walk back to the inn.
Because I will wake up at 7.
We'll leave, we're sorry, kinda. And they go into the inn.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. It hurts a little bit, but
It looks
I'm
swollen.
fine.
It does look a little swollen.
Nothing another drink can't fix, right?
That you should not have poison. You should not have more poison when you have. You're an adult.
Isn't it like hair of the dog? You can have a different poison, and that kind of counteracts it.
Hair of a
Your
spider.
dogs are poisonous.
No, it's a saying. It's like, so there's like this lore about werewolves.
It's an idiom.
What did you just call?
As you say that, you see the eclipse has become to an end as the sun begins to shine and the dome fully begins to rise. And the moment that that spell stops casting and it starts dispersing, Henry's at the front door of the Fury's home and looks at you two and goes, "Get in, it's your shift!" And then that spider they're trying to wrangle, he hops on effortlessly, bucks it, and then starts taking off.
I gotta be like that someday.
There
With
would be
that,
so many legs if your mount was a spider. An exorbitant amount of legs are involved in that scenario.
It would technically be double with the, like, if you count my arms as legs, if I'm like,
If you're what?
Are you part spider?
If you're on all fours?
I made the argument before with the Elfan arms, that gives me 8 limbs, because there's 4 Elfan arms, and that's why the spiders think I'm a baby spider.
Aster's trying to care
Oh
for
my
you.
God.
Aster's gonna
Yeah, the
exit
spiders love
the
I'm sorry, Logan.
Doc's medical facility, see all of this arguing, see Valia bleeding with venom on her arm, and just Simpsons go back into
the Abe Simpson turnaround. With that, as the dome begins to drop, we're going to take our 10-minute break. We'll be right back in a few minutes. See you guys in a minute. Welcome back.
We're back.
We're so back.
We're so back.
We're so back.
Thank you guys for joining.
Howdy.
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 This is just your reminder that if you are enjoying the show and you would like to support us, the free way you can do it is by just hitting the subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, hit subscribe, hit the little bell. If you like, comment, and subscribe, all of that is super helpful. Again, I truly hate saying it because I feel like I'm just begging, but it is true. The thing that helps us out the most is spreading the word. If you're watching live on Twitch right now, you can follow and engage in the chat. That also helps us greatly, and is again completely free. So we greatly appreciate that if you can. With that, that's our little mid-show plug. Let's get back into the show. I'm Corey, your host and GM. Let's go around the table and introduce our players and characters real quick.
I'm Sully. I play Chip, the galaxy's favorite little robot.
I'm Logan. I play Doc, the Kasatha Nanocyte.
I'm Gary. I play Aster, the redacted Solarian.
I'm Riley. I play Clementine, the Raxolite Envoy.
I'm Marcus. I play Volley, the KL operative sniper.
Like I said, I'm Corey, your host and GM. So, the barrier around the town is now fallen. You see Patty is kind of starting to move back into the tower, going down into his little lair there to start relaxing after a couple of days of just extremely hard work. A couple of things happen once this barrier goes down. First one is Henry booked it immediately. The man's gone, kind of tossed you the keys on his way out and started heading out. The only thing he had asked you to do was not go in the back room. That's just one little area. He said that eventually he would show you that if you promised to not go in there. The next thing that happens is Tor goes up to you, Doc, and he goes, "Hey, so if you don't mind, can I just get a few days off? Because you guys have been kind of gone for a while, and I haven't had a ton of time. So there's like a convention happening out of town. I just wanted to hit that up really quick."
Absolutely.
Thanks, Doc.
No problem.
And Tor will start heading off towards another town.
What a good kid.
Finally, Pepper will walk up. Are you still with Astra?
Probably, yeah.
Pepper will walk up and kind of knock on the door, and you see she has like a little burlap sack over her shoulder. She goes, "Hey, Astra, do you care if you come help me with something really quick? I think I saw like a worm that was hanging out around town, and it didn't seem crazy big. I think it's something that you and I could handle."
Okay, the work's never done.
No, but it shouldn't be too long. And then she walks out. All right. With that, what I'm actually gonna ask, should everyone give me initiative?
Wee!
All of us just making funny noises.
Dude,
Come on.
I'm rolling hot today.
So am I. Look at us.
Look at us.
Who would have
Look
thought?
at her, what about, I'll put her there.
Put her there. How the heck are you?
What'd you roll, Logan?
Nothing worthy of a handshake.
No.
What a little bit of back rub, though.
That'll work.
Oh, yeah.
Total of 15 for me.
Total of 15? Yes. Not the right one, but it's okay.
I got
Sorry, everybody. We're doing some
Hey
cool
guys,
stuff
round of
back here.
applause for
Yes, Andy
we've
is
got
our
a brand new
showrunner.
showrunner here tonight. He's a premiere.
Arcana's had an emergency come up, so he could not make it. So Andy had to just kind of quickly fill in. So thank you publicly to Andy. for doing all this.
Yeah,
Shout out to
Andy.
Andy.
Mhm.
That's
Props.
the one. That's the one.
Spam
Andy's
Andy in the
big
chat.
day.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Andy. All right. I'm gonna fish through my things here really quick. These are the old ones, but we're just gonna use it because we're moving fast here. So,
We're having a great
Yeah!
time.
There's
Yeah,
AJ.
so, Doc, what color are you? There you are. Okay, Doc, you rolled a, what did you say?
15.
15. I'm gonna do this. Don't, just ignore what it says. Just ignore what it says.
What
Just
it's-
look at the colors, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, it says Chip.
Here you go, wait, I can do this. Hang on.
We have the technology.
We have the
Quick,
technology.
vamp.
That's
Everyone
good.
vamp. Make a funny
Nobody
little
look.
noise.
Everybody close your eyes.
Everybody.
Alright, there we go. We're professional.
Hey.
That's it.
What a crazy ad-lib.
Chip, what did you roll?
Oh my gosh. I rolled a 22.
A 22. What,
Well, I
you
rolled a
You said
13.
Doc, I forgot in my panic.
15.
15. Alright, you go way up here.
25.
25. 25.
Rip it into the microphone. That way they get that crisp audio.
ASMR.
Eat all the little labels so no one knows what happened.
Okay.
I need all of that for my short
I
film.
got a nat 20 for a total of 24.
Say your numbers slower. Hang on, I got these colors mixed up. You're 24. You got what?
25.
25. You got
22.
22.
You're doing so
You're
good.
fine. Good.
I rolled a 9 for a 23.
Good
Oh,
lord.
no.
I guess
got the
I'm
numbers immediately.
sleepy.
I think I'm right in the middle.
You're in the middle.
Yeah, because there was 25, 24, 22.
22.
Ben
And
decided
then
I have to ignore what I'm looking at back here, and I have to look at you guys in the colors.
Take our word for it.
All right. So, at the top of initiative is Gary. So,
Hello.
Gary, Aster, not Gary, are walking out.
We're back in it. We're back
How
in
did
it.
I get here? Why are there so many spiders? What is she doing to it?
Who do I call? Aster,
Oh my god.
Aster, you are
So
leaving town with Pepper, and you notice she has this bag over her shoulder. Give me a perception check.
Sure. I'm just having a good day in the sun with Pepper. Perception. Oh, yeah, was that?
Me when Pepper leaves.
Wow. So that's a nat 1, but I am going to use a hero point from the hype train. The King of Hearts has been played.
That's a good one. That's
Sora's in that game.
Wow. I have a key.
Gosh. Wow, that's marginally better.
That's what every hero point has been so far.
Yeah.
Is a little worse or a little better.
I was looking at an old episode, and I've rolled a 2, used a hero point, rolled another 2. That happened twice. I'm like, what's wrong with
You're
me?
averaging
Canon
6.
I could never play baseball.
Remember when you got a nat 1 and then a nat 1 and then a nat 1?
And a nat 1.
Ew,
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't use those dice anymore. They're locked away.
They're in the garbage as well.
That's a total, on the dice 5, total for 17.
17, you don't notice anything. She just does have a burlap sack.
I just go, da 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 da.
Nice sack you got there.
You guys walked for a little while here.
That's my girlfriend.
Watch yourself. You guys walked for a little while, and she kind of just suddenly stops while you're out in the sand. And you notice that you guys are pretty far out. Like, nobody in town can see where you are. And she drops the bag, and she goes, all right, Aster, we're gonna need to have a conversation. And she reaches in the bag and pulls out 2 boxing gloves and throws them at your feet. And she goes, and you and I are gonna have a conversation, kind of one of the only ways I really know how, is you see her pull a strap on one on her hand.
I'm sorry?
With that, Clem. Clem, you are sitting in the bar. Volley, are you in the bar right now too? Where are you
Yeah,
at?
we're both working.
Okay, you're at the bar right now,
Joy.
and would you guys have told Patty that about what happened yet, or no?
About what?
About the files and everything like that.
I don't think so.
Okay.
It all depends on you. You'd be
Yeah.
interacting with him more than me.
At this point, I think since we've kind of got an idea what they are, I think the fewer people who know about them that we have them, the better.
Okay. So you walk. You guys are sitting behind the bar, just kind of working, waiting, and then Patty, you see, walks in, and he's got some bags under his eyes. He walks up right up to the bar, and he sits and he goes, "I would love just a drink of any kind, because I haven't had a drink in a little while here."
All right. Okay. I grab one of the like mid-level drinks and I pour him a little glass.
And he goes, he takes it, he takes some sips, and he goes, "All right, how have you guys been? Anything crazy happening?"
Lots of crazy things. There was a bank heist that we sort of stopped. There was lots of goo. It was awful.
like alive or like?
Yeah, there was this big bright one that attacked Aster, and then these little purple ones that went, "Gwah!"
He laughs and goes, that sounds insane, but okay.
Oh yeah.
There was a ghost.
There was a ghost?
Don't remind me.
Okay.
I don't know what people are putting in banks, but it's not what I thought they normally
You died in the vault.
I would expect money, if anything.
Right.
As that happens, Valio, you are talking with Patty, and then behind Patty, you see the little spirit of a dragon. Like, it's like a little baby dragon just kind of standing behind them. And so at first you're talking, locking eyes with them, and then you see movement, and then you look over and see it. And then as you do a double take, you see it, like, you look at it again, it kind of like hops up on its feet, and it's wagging its tail back and forth, looking at you expectantly.
So anybody looking at Valia can see that she's a little low energy right now. She's like, she looks a little sick. Normally she's very pale. And if you didn't know better, you'd almost think that she just looks like the yellow color grading of a Western movie. But then you kind of look around, you're like, she's actually a little bit yellow coming through and a little sweaty, so you got a little bit of a headache. So when she sees this dragon, she's just like blinking. It's like, oh no, it's getting worse.
And you see it's not making sound, but it looks almost like it's barking at you. Like it's wanting your attention. It looks like it wants like your attention right now.
She's like staring at Clem.
Yeah? What's wrong? Do you feel like you're gonna pass out? Or I don't know if I can catch you.
Do you see that?
As she says, do you feel like you're gonna pass out? Clem, what you see is Valia pass out. No! Valia, what you see is you're still standing here, but then you hear a thud. And you turn to look back and you see your body fully collapsed. And you look almost as spectral. You look as spectral as this dragon does. And now that it sees that, it barks and you hear a little bark as it looks at you now.
Oh no, I'm dead.
Chip, before Pepper left, you woke up.
I said goodbye.
You said goodbye. And then you
Give her a little kiss.
You see a little note that she had left that just says, can you be a deer and remodel the house a little bit for us? Make it kind of homey. And she has a little poster on that.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
She installed The Sims.
This is about to be the best episode
ever. So she says, like, don't buy any new furniture, just kind of use what we have, but see if there's any way for you to rearrange it to make it look a little nicer.
Okay. Chip is he sees this note, and he takes a deep breath, not actually, of course, but he mimes it, and he sets it back down on the counter, and then he looks up, dramatically. And all just on his own.
He does all this just for himself.
Yes. And he says, for Pepper. And the first thing that he'll do is, of course, collect all of the furniture in the rental that we have and collect it all in one room, in one space, so he can then dole it back out.
You begin doing that, and you're just kind of mapping out everything. And as you do that, you look down, and then as you look up, everything goes pure white. It is absolute, just pure white. And looking around for a moment, you see the kind-faced man that you've seen many, many times speaking to you. And he goes, Chip.
Did I die again?
He's, nope, you're not quite dead. It's just you and I, we haven't talked in a while, and I wanted to check in on you.
Oh. I forgot to call you back.
It's okay. I'm not upset. I'm very happy to see that you're doing well.
Thanks, Dad.
I just wanted to check in, see how you've been, what you've been up to.
Oh, well, I live on this moon now with my girlfriend.
He laughs and goes, what's her name? What's she like?
Pepper.
What's she like?
She's wonderful.
Incredible.
She's a pirate.
That's crazy that they even still
Very
exist.
cool.
That's so incredible.
She's out of my league.
I don't believe that. For even
I've
a
been
minute.
told.
I don't believe that for even a minute. So you're utilizing this soul. You're living your life.
I have a soul.
You do. With that, Doc, you are in the doctor's office, in your office, just sitting there, kind of doing some paperwork, looking through, and then you hear the bell above the door ring. And in walks in. It's a man. He's got short, blonde hair. He's got red, long sunglasses on, and you see he's got like no shirt and just like a flowery cover over him. Flowers and feathers like all over. And he walks in and he goes, "Doc, so glad you're in right now. I've been needing to talk to you for a minute."
That art is amazing.
Incredible.
That's more brain art.
Dude, that is so fun.
He looks at you and he goes, "Doc, I've been needing to talk to you for just a little bit now, if you don't mind.
What can I do for you?
I've been having some heart issues, I think. It's nothing too crazy. It's just, it feels like I've been having some chest pains. I just wanted you, as I've heard, the best man in this on this entire moon, to take a look at it."
All right, take a look. What would you like me to?
What I would like you to do is make me a medicine check.
You got it. You have betrayed me.
You love those. You love those. Yay!
Hey, that is a 38.
True love.
With a 38, you're able to get the nanites in, and then you see they start going into his system. And what you notice is the most striking thing is, as this happened, he has not stopped smiling. He has like a massive smile on his face. And he goes, "You gotta tell me if there's anything wrong, right? That's part of our deal."
That is correct.
Good, I'm glad.
That man is on so many stimulants.
Whoa.
Aster, have you put on the boxing gloves?
Aster's just gonna still be confused, like, why? He looks around to see if there's anybody else. Like, okay, Chid, this is kind of this isn't really funny, but I could see how you could find it funny.
Nope. And she goes, "Nope. Sorry, Aster. This is just you and me. We have to have a conversation." And she's going to make a swing at you.
You can't beat up my girlfriend. You can't beat up but you also can't go easy on her. Okay? Because that's also bad.
That's a 31 hit your KAC.
That's exactly hitting my KAC.
She socks you clean across the face. And, like, she's not holding back at all as you take 35 bludgeoning damage right across the chin.
30?
Yes.
30, good sir. Also, what the heck?
And she goes, "You and I need to have a long conversation here about Astra."
What
And
the heck?
Come on, fight back. You just gonna take it like that, or are you gonna fight me back?
Astra will put on the gloves, I guess.
He goes, "Come on, that's it. What do you know about Astra?"
Hold on a second. I gotta do math.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. All right, let's talk, I guess. Well, she's my sister. I don't know why I'm yelling. The adrenaline started pumping. Do I get an attunement point?
Yeah, you get a 2 point.
Okay, so Astra's glowing. He has this isn't his normal fighting thing. He's like, well, she's my twin sister.
Okay, and you trust her.
Yeah, why wouldn't I trust her?
She worked for the villains. She worked for them for a long time.
Yeah, but I was with them to an extent. They just didn't do anything with me.
Sure, but you got out. She didn't. She was used like that. You still trust her? A killing machine like that?
Careful, Pepper.
Hit me.
You really want that?
I brought you out here, didn't I? Let's hit.
Okay. And, yeah, Astra will just take a swing.
Okay.
Woof.
It'd be an unarmed strike, I assume you're doing.
Yes.
Unless you're pulling out your sword. You can't. I'm not going to stop you from pulling out your sword, but...
Well, Astra's an honorable
You're not gonna
fighter.
pull out your sword.
I'm not gonna pull out my sword. Yay. Hero points.
No!
Hero points.
Hey,
I
why do you
believe-
need to do that?
This is from Arcadis, actually.
Arcadis!
Arcadis. Come on. Ooh, wow, that went from a 7 to an 18. So 18 plus 17.
18 plus 17 will hit.
Excellent. Well, excellent from a certain point of view.
From a certain point.
So I don't have a D3 because no one does.
Yeah.
So I am just going to use a... Where is a D4?
You can do a
Then
D6
re-roll
and
if you
then
get a
have-
4.
So that's a 2 plus 20.
So 22.
Yes.
You sock her right across the face, and she just fully takes it and is still fully in the fight. She goes, "Attaboy, there we go. Let's do this."
I really don't want to.
Clem,
Okay.
you're just talking with Patty.
And then Valia fainted.
Volley fainted. He goes, does she do this a lot? Do we?
No! She got bit by a spider the other day.
That's pressing.
Listen, you're smart. I'm not. Do you know any like medicine, any spells, any what? I don't know what to do. I'm panicking a little bit.
Well, let's and then he goes, help me pick her up.
Oh, I'll do my best.
He goes over, he clears off part of the bar, and just you both, after struggling for a minute, put her body up on top. And he starts checking over her, and he goes, I don't see anything. It's definitely not poison. With this really good roll area, it's definitely not poison. I don't know.
That's good. I think.
As
do
he
we do?
pats through, he finds the file that's on you and pulls it out and goes, "Why does she have a?"
Hey, smack.
It's blank. You smack it out, and it's just blank pages. Why does she just have blank pages?
What? Did you do something to those?
What? I don't know what's happening.
I don't know. It's confusing. Valia,
you see this dragon is now like running in circles at the door, like yapping at you to try to get you out.
Okay. I look back down at my body. Okay. I'll follow. This is odd.
You follow out, and this dragon walks like around the bar, and then just keeps walking into the desert. And as you follow, what you notice is this dragon begins to slowly look more corporeal, like it is as if it is alive. And you can tell that the landscape is shifting. Not in major ways, like you don't see a mountain growing or anything like that, but the dunes are shifting. What was larger ones become smaller and vice versa. You see plants kind of sprouting and then dying, and then sprouting and then dying all around you. Until eventually, as you approach, you see this area where there are 5 little baby dragons just all playing with each other in the sand, kind of like joking, like play fighting and gnawing on each other. But the biggest thing is their mother is sitting there watching them, just laying down, watching them all closely. Next to the mother are 3 figures. You see a light-skinned man with large robes and a big staff. You see a man with a white hat and a long white mustache and some small facial hair. And you don't see her face, but to the back is a woman that has her hand gently raised, resting on the dragon in one of the motes that Aster has floating around her head.
Hello? Can you hear me?
You hear no response whatsoever.
I kind of shout to the dragon, where is this? Honestly, I didn't think this is what being dead would be like. I kind of thought like there's a more direct afterlife, not being on the same moon that we were here. Why did you bring me here?
The dragon's kind of ignoring you and is just playing with what seem to be its siblings. What I would like you to do is to make me a will saving throw.
Yes, will. That's a 12 for a 21.
With 21, it is hard for you to kind of focus on anything besides these dragons playing. This is what this baby dragon wanted to show you, was a memory it had of it having fun with its family. And one of you can tell just from this connection you have with it that it is brighter times. These are more fun times for the dragon. And this conversation you hear, the man with the white hat just says something along the lines of if we're gonna do this, this is our only chance. We don't have any other time. The light-skinned man says, I believe I can try to do something to help if possible, but I'm not sure. We might be able to. And the woman says something, but it's completely, you cannot hear it. It's illegible.
Okay.
Chip, you are rearranging. Oh no, I'm sorry. You're in this area with your space dad, and he goes. So you're utilizing your soul, correctly?
I think so. It's going. Is there something more that I need to do?
No, I just want to. Our conversations will be much shorter going forward, and
They're already short.
they'll be way shorter and more infrequent. And what I fear are the tides are changing. Something is happening in the distance. I'm not sure.
This is a moon.
Yes, I can tell the way the universe is spinning and reacting, and large decisions will be made soon. Very large decisions, and I see you as a part of quite a number of those. So I just ask that you please stick to yourself, continue being yourself, and don't be anyone but you.
I think that I can hardly help but just be me. I don't know how to be anyone else.
He laughs. He goes, good, because there's going to be a decision I believe made very soon for you. And as he says that, there's a knocking sound, and it gets more and more intense. And he goes, I fear our time is coming.
Who's there?
Good luck, and I'm so proud of you.
Wait!
And you go,
No!
and you're back in the world, and you hear a knocking at the door. At the front door of this house, you hear knocking that's just kind of repetitive, and it sounds pretty strong.
Is it scary?
A little intimidating.
It's a little scary. Do we have like a window on the front where I can like peep outside and see who's there? Like through the curtains?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Okay. Oh, good. Thank you to Nebula.
Nebula.
As Chip kind of steels himself to poke his head out a little bit farther so he's actually able to see who's at the door. That's a 13 on the die now. Oh yeah, so that's gonna be a 33.
With a 33, you start peeking out, and you're not able to see anyone out there. But you hear a knocking.
Can I see
continuing at
the
door.
stoop? Like, is the stoop empty?
You can
I
see that
just can't-
there's a
there's
figure
no
there,
angle.
but you cannot
Okay.
you cannot see who it is.
Um,
This seems to be a very tall and wider person, like the broad shoulders.
Chip, will kind of, shake himself off a little bit here and sort of dust off, and kind of steel his nerves. It's probably nothing. There are only so many people in the population of Paradise. And I'll go to open the door.
As you open the door, in front of you stands the large figure of Baylor, the android that you had seen in the shop. As he's standing in the doorway, and he goes, "Oh, excellent! I was hoping we could speak."
I'm gonna close it! I'm closing it! Oh wait, that's what he looks like?
Nope.
Oh.
As you go to close the door, you see a foot stops both the door from fully closing, and he goes, "I just want to talk. I just want to speak with you.
Don't kill me again! I start backing up dramatically.
Doc, you pass this medicine check, and the nanites are swarming through this man, barreling towards his heart as he's saying that. And he goes, "Yeah, I've lost some people recently, so it could be part of that. And it's not easy to lose somebody that you loved."
That's correct. It's actually possible for a cardiac tendon to snap should your grief become powerful enough. That's why they call it dying of a broken heart.
Well, that sounds scary. So I certainly hope that's not what happened.
Well, the good news is if that's what happened, you wouldn't be having this conversation.
As you say that, your nanites, how do you receive this information? Do they kind of like feed what they see to you, or is it like you just kind of like you think what they think?
Basically, yeah. They're able to phrase it in a way that Doc understands.
Gotcha. As you are going through this man's veins, and as you near like his aorta of his heart, you see that it stops being like flesh and muscle. Instead, it becomes crystal. It is crystal formations, and the closer you get to his heart, the more and more it forms. As you get to the chamber that should allow any nanite into this heart, it fully stops, as there is not a heart there, but a full crystal. And the nanites, the crystal glows for a moment, and the nanites seem to react and panic, fully freak out, and retreat back out. And you feel this command as if you should be stopping whatever you're doing. And as the man looks at you and says, "Yeah, I lost a couple of my brothers. I had 2 brothers that died recently. They were my older ones. And it really hurts to have lost somebody that you once loved. Do you know anything about that?"
I know a good deal about that.
Go make me a bounty check. I'll let you do that.
That is a 26.
26. What you remember is thinking back on Graxless. And thinking back on Graxless. He was part of the gang, the Dancing Mollies. That gang had a few members. The gang had Graxless, it had the Brutal Brothers, it had a woman named Melina, Bane of the Warlock, and it also had a man named Nicholas the Wolfheart. And from what you know about Nicholas is that he was the younger brother of the Brutal Brothers, as well as he had vanished years and years ago after the Dancing Mollies had disbanded.
I figured you'd come knocking one day.
It's bound to happen, Doc. You know I had to.
Outside?
No, we'll do it right here. Aster, you are out in the middle of the desert with Pepper. Her hands are up, and she goes, "Can you really trust someone that has killed that many people, Aster?"
Listen, it wasn't her fault. I'm starting to get pretty tired of saying that.
She throws another punch at you. Does a 37 hit.
Yeah,
24 bludgeoning damage across your face.
19.
As she socks you right across the face again, she goes, "I know you're tired of saying it, but I'm tired of thinking it. How can we trust somebody that has done so much and has been absolutely brainwashed by such an evil company like that?"
Taking the hit, Aster just kind of takes it, is looking at the ground and thinking about what she's saying. And right as there's a little bit of a shadow of a doubt, it's replaced by blazing flame as I use my move action to activate Plasma Sheath, and the boxing gloves start to burn away as the leather around them ignite. It goes, "We are going to have a conversation." And I'm going to just throw a jab right at her.
All right.
Wow, that's a 19 plus 17, so I assume that
Yeah,
hits.
hits, don't worry.
Cool. Then let me... Oh wait, this is simple actually. I'm so used to grabbing the tablet. I'm trained. Oh, that's a 3 plus 25 for
28.
28 fire damage.
28 fire.
As I just go from looking at her to just bam, right across the face.
She takes the hit and staggers back, and she goes, good. We needed this. That is Clem. Clem, you have a passed out Valia, and there's blank paper scattered everywhere now. And Patty goes, okay, hang on. What's going on? She was bit by a spider, but she's got secret files on her. There's a lot of information that I would love to know just so I can try to help you out as best as I can.
So those files, they had stuff on them that was all this technological doohickery, and it was like about like flying things, and it was just it there was stuff on these papers, and I don't understand why it's gone.
Okay, it's okay. It might have just been a cursed item, but it's okay. We'll figure it out.
Cursed?
There's curses out there.
Is she cursed now?
I don't know. I'm not sensing anything, but I don't know what's going on.
You're the magic guy.
Hang on. And he does this motion, and he goes, let me just, and he searches through the library, like just mentally. You hear from across the town, you hear books flying across the shelves. You hear shelves slamming into walls. And
Do
he
you
goes,
have a
there's
migraine? Is that what a migraine does to you?
No, this is, I know every single thing in the library. Hang on. And he goes, wait, there's something, and the book that Valia had hidden these papers in, you see fly through the saloon doors and kick open it. And he grabs it and he goes, there's something, I don't know this. And she opens it up, and inside are those schematics that were hidden away. And he goes, is this it?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
But hey, don't look at those.
I'm
You don't
trying,
know
you
if
want me to
it's
help your
safe.
friend or not?
Yes, fine.
He goes, keep your head elevated and I'll search through these. As he starts like quickly flipping through everything. Valia, you see these dragons are just playing with each other and enjoying their time as this conversation is happening. Give me another will saving throw.
20.
20. With a 20, you are able to listen in on this conversation one more time, and you hear from a distance. You hear this woman say something that's just completely illegible again, and they both just go, "Yeah, okay, I think we can do this. If we wanna take down this system, then we're gonna have to use all powers we have necessary." And the white-haired man goes, "Yeah, this is not going to be an easy fight, but if there's anyone I trust, it's you two more than anyone else." And you see the woman kind of pat the dragon on its side. And as they wrap up this little conversation, you see the sands begin to shift rapidly again, and the dragon kind of yelps at you and keeps walking.
I kind of hustle a little bit to catch up and try to basically walk beside it, still letting it lead, but at this point I think it's more apparent that this is sort of like an escort.
Yes.
And I think Valia is starting to wonder, maybe I'm not dead, and that maybe it is starting to appear like a flashback, but she's not really sure if it's a dream or
If you want
feels a
to,
little bit more than dream.
if you want to give me a mysticism check, I can tell you.
Sure. That's a really good roll for me being bad at mysticism. It's a 19 on a die for 29.
29. 29, you can tell you are not dead. This does seem to be a flashback that's showing you memories, and it's able to do this as a way of being connected to you.
So as we're walking, Valia makes like... But even though the dragon hasn't like said anything back, she starts to make like small talk sort of. So were those your siblings?
It looks at you excitedly, like shakes his head, like nods his head.
Is the big one your mom?
Yeah.
Was that... It felt like a good memory.
Mm-hmm. It wags its tail a little more, and does a little circle.
Were the people there good?
It stops for a second and just kind of thinks, and then nods its head again.
Did things after that, were those also good memories?
It kind of just keeps walking. Doesn't really respond to that one.
This was a long time ago?
Shakes his head, and then as you say that, you have brief moments of flashes of it playing in the sand, it growing up, it leaving the planet, and then the very next memories are inside of the Absalom ring, doing laps and laps and laps.
Oh. You came all the way from here to the ring? Did you want to do that?
It kind of shakes it a little bit. Chip. In front of you is Baylor, the android that killed you.
I jumped the counter. I'm behind it now. Now I have cover.
And he goes, he kind of slowly walks in and he goes, Chip, I asked. I'm not here to harm you by any means. I've come to parlay.
You did last time. I'm throwing cups. Whatever, like, dishes that we have.
They, like, innocently just bounce off of him. And he goes, it's all right. It's okay. I'm on my life. I'm not here to harm you or anyone that you know and care about. I've just come to speak.
What do you want to speak about?
Well, are there seats we can sit at? As he looks around this, like, rearranged room.
And Chip is gonna puff out his chest, and put his hands on his hips. I prefer to stand.
Because it's quite alright. What I wanted to talk about was your soul that you have. It intrigues me, and I believe would be mutually beneficial for both of us if you allowed me to conduct some studies.
What kind of studies?
Well, and he kind of like...
I'm fairly protective of it.
He shifts his weight and he goes, what living being wouldn't be? This makes sense. What I ask is, my people have left long ago. I have not been able to figure out how I could possibly bring them back. I believe your soul would be the key to bringing them back.
It's mine.
And I realize that. And I'm not trying to stake claim over it or take it away from you by any means. What I'm asking is that you allow me to study it. It will not harm you. You will still be alive. I just want to be able to behold it, look at it, try to recreate it as best as I can. In exchange, and he stops and he goes, you have a person that you love, correct?
Chip doesn't answer, but
He goes, the human woman, Pepper.
Pepper.
Right.
What do you know about Pepper?
I do know, I will be forthright with you. I know a great deal about all of you. But I'm not threatening her. You have my word, no harm will come to her. What I'm asking, what I'm offering is the ability to touch, to be able to smell her hair, to be able to hold her and feel her as you two dance. If you allow me to look at your soul, I can craft you an android body, and we can relocate your soul into it. Give me this check real quick.
Okay, that's a 13 on the die, so that'll be 26.
With the 26, what you notice, he's offering you a deal. He's making you a deal right now. and the earth itself is not looking at you as it says this. It does not have that feeling of a billion eyes staring at you, almost threatening you. It just feels like you're having a conversation.
Is this a deal?
It would be a deal. Nothing happens.
Chip pretty obviously kind of looks around, expecting the sensation to come.
He goes, this, I assume what you're looking for are the eyes to look at us. The eyes of this land, of the first world, to witness this deal. This land knows that I never back down on my word. It knows that I am a man of integrity and would not do anything to deceive or harm you. When I make a deal, when I make a promise, I follow that through no matter what, even if it harms me.
I could have a body. I didn't think that was possible.
Through my research, I believe it would be. I believe you are the final key that I would need to bring back my people.
Maybe just one look.
As a sign of good faith, I will show you your soul right now, and you will not. You will remain alive, you will remain conscious, and you will not feel any harm whatsoever.
I would like to see it. I don't feel like I should be talking to you.
If you do not wish to communicate or take me up on my offer, that is by all means.
I do wish. But I don't feel like I should be talking to you.
That is a choice for you, but I am not here to harm or anything like that. If you wish, and he kind of waves his hand, and he says, no harm will come to you as I show you your soul. And as he says that, you feel a million eyes looking up at you.
The eyes.
Shook arm.
Okay.
You guys shake. Doc, in your office is a man who has quite a vendetta against you.
Yep.
Because I'd rather do this inside than outside, personally. That's fully up to you.
All right.
What would you like to do? You gonna swing at him?
Bless you. Bless you. Excuse me.
Bless you.
I just want to, with my move action, I'm just going to fill the office with nanite cloud.
Okay.
Because I can now do that up to 15 squares.
You fill the office with nanites. And what happens is you are able to normally see within these nanites. You are not able to see. It is completely clouded to you, as if you just are in like a fog. And as that happens, the nanites in front of you begin to rearrange to make an arch. So it's just directly to you and him. And you see a space around him that these nanites cannot touch. They are not anywhere near him. He's able to see fully. That smile of his has not dropped even a little bit. And he goes, "You think I wouldn't come prepared with the man who killed my two brothers? I wouldn't dare. You think I'm some kind of fool, an idiot?"
All right, then. I'm going to move in for a hit.
Go ahead and make me in the tap.
That's not in its house.
It's gotta go home.
Yeah.
Feels so much better.
25 to hit.
The 25 to hit, you throw the punch and he just kind of smacks your arm down. And he goes, "No, Doc, I don't want to do this like this." And he gets right up in your face. His smile is almost looking like it's touching his ears. He looks like a hyena or a wolf snarling with pure joy. He gets in your face. He goes, "I don't want to hurt you at all. I just want you to know I'm here." Aster. Pepper is right in front of you. Pepper is right in front of you. And she's looking directly at you as her fists both up in the air. She goes, "Aster, I like you, and I like you a lot. I do consider you a friend, but I do not know if I can trust Astra. We had talks of maybe a spy being in here. You saying that she wouldn't be the target number 1 for that?"
If you don't trust Astra, you don't trust me. And I full attack.
Make your swings.
Wow, that's another 19. Boy. So that would be 33.
Will hit.
First one for 3. And that's also pretty good. That's a 16 on the die for a 30.
Will hit.
Okay. That's 2 plus, so that's 27 for the first one.
Okay.
Fire damage. That's a 4, so that doesn't count. That's a 1, so 26 points of fire damage as well. So as I just go up and if she's right in front of me, I'll just, with my left hand, hit her as hard as I can in the stomach, and then as she's down, uppercut immediately with the right.
You uppercut, and she falls on her back for a moment, and just kind of sits there, and then rolls over and spits out some blood into the sand, and stands up, and she goes, "Okay, good. I do trust you, Aster. I trust you as much as I trust anyone else that goes with us. I just need to make sure she's okay." And you see she has tears welling up in her eyes as she's saying this, and she goes, "How can I trust her?" And she throws a punch at you. That is a 42 to hit.
Yeah.
22 bludgeoning damage as she just socks you right into the gut.
Okay.
Clem.
Listen, this stuff is dangerous. We got somebody coming after us for things that we know, and so you're in danger if you read this.
This could be the thing that saves her. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, fine. Read it.
Okay. And he starts looking through it, and he's kind of rapidly looking through it. He looks kind of confused, and then he looks impressed, and he kind of looks back to being confused again. He goes, There's like alchemy in here. This hasn't been used in centuries. Where did you find this?"
It was in a vault that somebody robbed.
Okay, did you rob it?
No.
Okay. I'm not. If you did, I wouldn't even care. I just would narrowing options for a curse.
We stopped the robbery and then we took it off his dead body.
Okay. So it could be Revenant. It's angry that you did that, but it's okay. Options
I don't know
are options.
what that means, but it sounds bad. There was a ghost in the vault too.
Oh, good. Okay, so chances of her being extremely haunted right now have kind of skyrocketed. We will figure that out. We'll cross that bridge as we get there.
I hate ghosts.
And he's looking at it. He goes, This is extreme alchemy. This is old. This is. I don't know if this would even work anymore. This stuff, we have no use for this kind of knowledge.
Okay, how does that help us now?
And he closes it and he goes, "Okay, well, good news, I don't think it's cursed. Bad news, I don't know what's happening with her."
Oh, that's worse!
Valia, you start walking through this desert more. You see the sand shift just a slight amount. This looks like instead of it being years and years and years and years ago, this is months ago. Like months later. This is just like very, very small changes. And now what's happening is the baby dragons are playing with each other, but this time they're in what looks like a pen. Very large, or a field rather. It'd be a very large field that is clearly fenced in. Their mom is not around, and those 3 figures you saw are not around. And as they're playing, what you see is a massive white ship begin to fly out from behind a mountain. And this massive white ship, as it rises, 2 others similar to it begin to rise up as well. Give me a perception check.
38.
The 38, what you see is this ship, the first ship that rose, is able to get up. It breaches the atmosphere, kind of halts for a second, but pierces through and gets fully into the stars. And as that happens, with that 38, you see a small pod, very, very minuscule, flies down from that first ship to the second ship. And it looks like that second ship has a spot for it to catch. It catches. After a couple of minutes, that second ship rises up, reaches to the stars. They both immediately hit drift. They are warping off somewhere that you do not know. This third ship gets the pod, begins to go, and as it hits the atmosphere, it stops much longer than the other 2, begins to shake rapidly, and there are alarms blaring on it. You can hear the sirens, you can hear everything that's happening, that there is a massive emergency. And on the side, an explosion happens, and the ship begins to fall and crash to the earth. As that happens, the baby dragons that are all playing with each other look up at the explosion, see what happens. You see they kind of look sad for a second, and then they walk over to start getting some food and water in a little pen behind them, as this massive wave of sand and just force of air hits all of you.
This wasn't a good memory for you.
Shakes his head.
Did you know who was up there?
Shakes her head, and then you see, in a moment, you see as you re-see that first one breach, you see the mom dragon, and you see a silhouette with a moat. And then when the second one breaches, you see the light-skinned man with the robes and the staff. And then as the third one attempts to breach, you see that man with the mustache and the hat. And you're back in this moment, just surrounded by a sandstorm.
Volley starts to wonder if this was before the technology stopped working. Does she recognize, do the ships appear to be, modern in that, do they appear to be using normal technology from what she can see?
Good question. I'm going to give you a couple options to roll, and I'll give you some information. You can either I'll give you culture, I will give you computers, I will give you engineering.
I'll take computers. It's only an 8, so 28.
28. With a 28, even with a 28, you're able to tell that these are pretty old. These seem to be maybe a couple hundred years old. These seem to be a little more archaic. And as you kind of think about that, this seems like pre-second gap technology. This seems like technology that would have been used then, but now technology has advanced so much that we don't need to use it like that anymore.
Valia ponders this for a little bit, really starting to think about the age difference now, especially if it appears to have been before the gap, thinking about the dragons being there. Starts to kind of wonder what else is the dragons trying to communicate and feel. Did you see your mom after this?
Shakes his head.
Are you and your siblings still out there? Out where? It's not here, but in the real world when I'm awake, I assume wherever I'm not right now.
It shakes its head, but in kind of wobbles it a bit, it doesn't know. It just is not clear.
This was a long time ago when I'm at a loss for what to do right now. So, are we still walking, or is it?
Yeah,
kind of
you guys are now walking back towards the saloon.
I think Valia, at this point, if we're walking back, would kind of sort of bend down and like offer to see if like the dragon would want to like just like walk right on my shoulder, just kind of trying to be a little bit more friendly, because he's like, this is clearly an emotional connection that the dragon's trying to impart.
It picks up on that and gets excited, does a couple spins really quick, and then like crawls up and just nestles like not just on one shoulder but fully around both shoulders. And you feel the tail just kind of like wagging, like swaying back and forth a little bit. As you guys approach the saloon, you see that the dunes all around you are shifting again back to how they were. Plants that you recognize are now beginning to sprout, and you make your way back into the Fury's mirror and find yourself back in your body laying down on the bar counter.
Volley!
Okay, good!
What happened?
You fainted. You scared the life out of me, and he knows about the thing now. The papers are blank, but the things went into the book, and
I see all the papers scattered around. It's like, yes, I hid them in the library so that no one would find them. I guess you found them.
I kind of know everything in the library. Sorry.
I thought I saw a dragon, and I thought I was dead.
I thought you were dead too for a second.
I don't know if that was a fever dream or something. Does this look infected to you? Does this look okay?
Oh my God, no! You should see Doc about that. Why did you not see Doc about that?
We had to work.
Your health comes before a job.
I didn't think that this would get. I thought you worked through it. You get a bug bite and your
That's
body
a big
reacts
bug.
a little bit.
That's a big bug.
It's not like you gotta worry about health insurance. Doc doesn't charge.
With that, Chip, you've just shaken the hand with Valor. And he goes, okay, I'm ready if you're ready.
Okay.
You see-
Chip will kind of go to sit down. Having rescinded his previous comment. Just sort of on one of the little chairs in there. And then he'll sit up really straight. He goes, before I regret it. Go now.
You see his hand, it is fully mechanical like an android, and flakes begin to kind of fall off of it as the spectral hand appears one more time. And he goes, you'll feel a tug, but it will not hurt. On my life.
Okay.
And he reaches in, and you feel him grab a part of you that you've never felt grabbed before, except for one other time. And he slowly pulls it out. And what you see is 3/4 of an orb. There is a section of it that's missing as if a bite of an apple happened. And he goes, this is 75% of your soul.
Oh, okay.
And he kind of rotates it for you to look at. He goes, take a look. Not many people get this opportunity to see their own soul.
He's gonna lift up a shaky hand.
And he goes, here. And he places it in your hand. And you, as you look, you do see that this is a ball of light, very similar to ones that you've seen released from inside the Absalom ring. But there are patches in this. It would look like sewn, it would look like stitched, it would look like bolted on. Like this looks almost man-made compared to any of the other little orbs that you've seen before.
It looks like it's been pieced together. How can you do that?
That is what I would love to find out. That is knowledge that completely evades me. And I do not enjoy having knowledge that I do not know. So, again, with your permission, I will summon for you. You will go do some studies. And you will return.
How long will we be gone?
Should not be long. A couple of days at most for me to run tests, take notes, try to make copies, learn as much as I can.
Make copies.
They will not be exact copies. More like More like yours is the inspiration for Mother. There will not be other yous from you.
Can I kind of try and look it over myself a little bit here?
Sure. What are you looking for specifically?
I don't know.
Give me some mysticism.
Okay. I think I'm just sort of I'm turning it over in my hands, trying to see if I can sort of divine any knowledge on my own, still hesitant to give it over to him. It's a 25.
25. This definitely, you see the patchwork in there. You can see that these don't look to be machine stitched on there. Any stitching on there seems to be hand sewn, hand woven, all of that. The only mechanical looking parts are the parts with the massive screws and bolts in them, but besides that, everything else seems to have been done by hand.
Chip kind of holds it lower in front of him, and he his mind is just sort of a buzz. This guy doesn't seem like somebody that he should really be around, but he focuses on Pepper and the overwhelming desire that he has felt since the day that he met her, to be able to be with her, but in a literal, like, physical, like, I could hold your hand, I could kiss you, things that he's never able to do. And he thinks back to his space dad, and he sort of says to himself quietly, he's like, what would Chip do? Let's do it.
Excellent. He kind of stands up and he goes, I will put that back into you now.
Please
yes.
do.
He grabs it and he slowly pushes it back in, and you feel something lock in your chest. As he releases it, you see the particles on his hand begin to reform, so his hand is completely corporeal again. He goes, I will come for you in a little while, and we will go do a couple of studies. I'll return you, and then once I have more information, I will happily bring it back to you about the new body. I will make sure it is safe before we do anything else. So you will not get a new body in a couple of days. I do not want harm to fall upon you.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course. He stands up and brushes himself off, and he goes, I apologize for the sudden intrusion and the whiplash I am sure you are feeling, but I will see myself out.
Thanks for coming over.
Thank you, Chip, as he closes the door behind him.
Chip will kind of rush over as soon as he's left and lock the door, making sure that he's fully alone, before just sort of like kind of looking around. Was that the right decision?
You hear nothing.
I don't know.
Doc. This man is an inch from your face, smiling wide, completely menacingly. As he stares at you, he goes, I just want you to be aware of me. That's all.
You think I haven't thought about you every day? I'll let the nanites retreat back to me.
He stares and he goes, I'm not sure. You killed my brothers pretty quickly. Wanted to make sure that you didn't disvalue life so much like that. You'd forget about little old me.
Your brothers met the temper of a younger man. I'm sorry. They killed my brother.
He straightens up and he goes, I apologize on their behalf for any of the insolence that they... often acted in. They were morons. Complete utter buffoons. But I do not believe so much in an eye for an eye here. I believe more in an eye for your entire life. So, that second part slowly handling itself. But I ask that you keep your head down and stop poking your nose around. He starts walking towards the door as he puts his hand on your shoulder as he walks by. He opens the door and you hear the bell ring a bit. And he goes, I heard you're looking for my mechanic as of recently, and I ask that you kindly stop. Or else this fun little town that you live in, full of zany characters, will quickly come to a close.
You got every right to threaten me. But you don't get to threaten them. You don't get to threaten Henry. You don't get to threaten Patty, Farmer Clar, especially not Shelly. Because you don't even know their names.
He looks at you, he smiles, he just winks, and he goes, have a good one, Doc, as he closes the door behind him.
Doc will take a deep sigh, wander into the room where the unconscious man is, open a desk drawer and take out a necklace. Just kind of hold on to it.
You sit in silence, blood rushing through your veins, through your ears. Aster. You see Pepper has tears beginning to just run streaking down her cheeks as she has both of her fists up, and she goes, you got to keep your sister. Through all of that, you got to have a sibling. You're telling me to trust the one that took mine away from me?
Aster's going to willingly leave photon mode, so he has no more tumor points. The fire disappears. What remains of leather boxing gloves is reduced to ash. And he just looks at Pepper. Looks right in the eyes. I'm really sorry. I know it wasn't fair. When I heard what Valia's experience was, I didn't want to believe it, but I knew immediately it was my sister's responsibility for what happened to your brother. It's not fair. And I don't even... There's not enough words to say. I can't imagine losing Astra. I almost did. I had to fight her to the death, and she won. I was falling through the sky, and I was gonna die. But I knew that I freed her. And that was okay. I accepted that. I'd rather me go than her, and I know that you felt the same about your brother. So if you... I know you're such a good person that you wouldn't even lay a finger on Astra, so if you have to take it out on me, you're your brother's keeper, and I'm my sister's keeper. Do what you gotta do.
She runs up and she just starts wailing on your chest, and it hurts at first for a good bit here, but as she's going you hear sobbing and becomes wailing as she's lightly just hitting your chest, and she's just at the end using both fists, and she just goes, it's not fair that he's gone. And after a few moments she just kind of drops to her knees and starts just weeping.
I'm gonna fall right with her. I know, I'm sorry. I know that Astra's sorry, and she can't undo what she did.
Pepper just kind of starts pulling herself together just a little bit, just to be like, he was everything to me. He was all I had left from this horrible life that I lived before. And I just can't to keep going on knowing he's not here. And I want to be angry at Astra so much. I want to be angry at her. I want to be pissed. I want to be able to be mad, but I can't be. And I'm mad that I can't be mad. As she kind of just starts punching on your chest again.
I don't know a lot about... We just learned that magic exists like a couple weeks ago. But I know that what we learned is that when people go, they kind of get to choose where they go. And my hope is that for your brother's sake and your sake, he's resting easy. When I was growing up on the ring, I'd sometimes get views of the black hole, and it would remind me of Astra. Powerful, sometimes overwhelming. And then I would look out into the stars, and the scientists said that a lot of those stars are probably gone, and we're just seeing like the afterglow of them. So I think that you're always going to be able to see your brother no matter what. And I didn't know him, but I'll remember him too. And so will Astra.
As you say that, she's just crying. Has both hands on the ground, and tears are falling into the sand. And after a little bit of time, she, between breaths, will go, thank you, Esther, for this. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did it like this, too.
I know what it's like to feel like the only thing you can do is fight. But you don't have to fight me. You don't have to fight Astra. And I don't have to fight you. You're a part of this. You're a part of us, and we're a part of you. Just like I protect Astra, I protect you too. I don't want to say or overstep, but I think of Chip as a brother, and I know that he loves you. And I want you to know that means that I will fight no matter what to make sure that you, or Chip, or Valia, or Clem, I'd give my life for you guys. Even if it means not being around anymore.
She sits in silence for a minute, and then you hear her she kind of chuckles. She goes, you gotta be around. You're kind of the muscle around this part, dude.
I do a lot of the heavy lifting.
You do, and as seen, I know what you think I'm not seeing it. She begins taking the straps off. She's like using her teeth to rip the one strap off, and then pull the other one off. She goes, thank you, Esther, for letting me do this.
I just pull her into a big hug.
You guys hug. And she goes, I promise I don't do this with Chip. I know this isn't... I would never do this with him.
I was gonna say, this is really concerning.
She goes, Chip is... This is the relapse of what I don't want to be, and Chip is what I do want to be.
Like I said, you're You're a good person.
Thank you. She lets go. She puts her gloves in the bag and she goes, "You also owe me for those gloves, by the way." And I did buy those.
We'll figure it out. So where's that worm you were talking about?
That was a lie. Let's go.
What?
With that, combat has ended. And we thank you for joining us for this week's episode of Secrets Between the Stars. We hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, please let us know by following us on social media at UGT Show. And
Discord.
That's the word I was looking for. And joining our Discord. I'm really good at these. I'm professional.
You could join the Discord and see Riley's wonderful animatic she made of an episode we did a few days ago.
And there's gonna be more.
Lots of fun drawings and memes and shenanigans. So it's just great supplemental content.
If anybody else out there ever had doodles or clips or little animations or whatever, we love to see stuff like that. We're privileged enough to have Riley. So we do have our own internal fan artist.
Also, don't forget, designed by humans.
Oh, yeah.
There's merch.
We have a merch store. You can buy merch like
Gosh,
that.
I'm thirsty.
Oh my gosh.
Good thing that's a nice and cold drink.
It's
Rated
actually
by
like
our
really
official
good
series.
though.
Mm.
Like
They
it
make great water
legit
bottles.
keeps the drinks cold for
I've
such
been
a long
taking
time.
this to work every single day. I got compliments on it.
Let's go.
Our
Did you tell
receptionist
them where
said,
they could buy it?
Did you tell them where to buy the URL specifically?
Corey, why don't you tell us where to buy
It's
it?
designed by humans.com. You can search for us at UGT Show. We have a bunch of shirts and merch. You can buy stickers as well. It's great time in there. If you like what we do, follow us at UGT Show. As I've said 100 times now, like, comment, subscribe. That's the biggest way to help and support our show if you can. $5 a month extra gets you extra bonus content on our Patreon. We do a post show. We will have one right after this, where we talk about the episode as well as just kind of random things. The last Strange Aeons one, AJ talked about RuneScape for a long time. So you can get access
Real
to
long
that.
time.
Thank you guys so much. If you also want to see more of our shows, Saturday we have our Strange Aeons Pathfinder 2nd Edition. There's not one this week,
Sunday.
but on Sunday there's one. There's not one this any day of this week. No matter what day it is, there's not going to be one. But next Sunday there will be another episode back. Can't recommend that enough.
And the Aeon's crew might be doing something on Sunday.
We might be doing something on Sunday.
We might do a little something.
Well, who can you see on the Aeon's crew here, Corey?
Oh, that's these two and me sometimes. What? Yeah. And then on Tuesday you can watch where we just have a stream where we just kind of talk about whatever. We just hang out, have fun. We talk. Well, yesterday as of recording this, and whenever you watch this, the last Tuesday we did was we leveled up our our Pathfinder character. Guys, it's 10:38.
Starfinder.
Our Starfinder characters.
These characters.
These
Yeah,
characters
these
that you just
characters.
watched. You can see why I did a spider bite thing.
Yeah.
You can learn the context.
That scene is infinitely funnier if you were there last night.
And then next Wednesday, you can tune right back into Secret Between the Stars at 7 p.m. Eastern. We could see maybe who gets bit by a spider next.
Who knows?
It could be any one of us.
Anybody. There's spiders all
But
over.
not me, because they consider me their baby.
Canonically, I guess.
Why
no.
do you think the six-limbed Doc stays away from the spiders?
They're like, oh no, he's missing 2 legs. We need to help him.
I don't need their pity.
And they crowd around him.
Or they think you're a bug.
Oh, you're
He's
prey.
an ant.
You're prey.
You're great.
With that, thank you guys so much for joining. We will see you all next week, and I hope you have a good night.